Hello, welcome people. I always talk about the lunar month, sun entering Aries and therefore the moon in Aries, but this month is really special because the calendars line up, which is really exciting for me. This is the spring equinox coming right up when you view this, and the spring equinox is the astrological 0 point. And that's an exciting time in the year because it zeroes out right on March 20th or maybe the 21st, depending on the time zone you're in, and all kinds of stuff. And so this time of year is always a time for new beginnings. So it's like a zeroing out and then moving into the future. Aries is the first shoot of spring, and that's why that symbol, they say a ram's head, but it's also like the first sprout of spring and the pilot leaves and all that, and it's a beginning point for all of us. And the new moon is also a beginning point. So just this time, haven't seen it in years. We're seeing the new moon happening at the same time that the sun enters Aries. So that's as I speak, we're moving from about 4 planets in Pisces to in a couple of days 5 planets in Aries, and so you may feel that fire, that inspiration that's going on. I hope you do. And here in the Pacific Northwest, the sun has come out after a really dark winter, so everything is in alignment. So what's it in alignment for? What do you want to? What is your new inspiration? What is the thing that's going to really float your boat right now and really get you energized? Get that vitamin D going. Get that flow going. Because igniting into spring, well, that's ignite is a fire word, just like pyramid and just like other words that inspire. Inspire is to put the fire in. So that's what we're talking about at this time. We're talking about getting re-inspired and getting inspired by the fresh life that can be going on right now. So no matter what your sign is or your signs, I'm not simplistic about that sort of thing. Hardly anyone is a pure this or that. But this is the 0 point that we're looking at right now, and really amazing potential for the spring. It's very unencumbered. There's no retrograde planets to speak of. Everything is springing forward and being really inspired that way. Speaking of spring forward, there's the daylight savings time controversy and conversation. Well, I'll surmise my position by saying I'm against it. I really don't enjoy when I look at the sun and it's overhead and it's noon. I relax, and my animal self feels very akin with that. But when I look and I look and it's false time, that the sun is just not in the right place. Oh, this is one of my kitties, Caboodle, by the way, so he's going to make himself known here. So anyway, yes, we spring forward. It used to be daylight savings time used to take place the last weekend in April, last Sunday in April, to the last Sunday in October when I was growing up, and now it's a lot longer for non-traditional reasons, I guess, and that's a whole nother conversation. But astrologically, inspiration time. So what is the thing? What is the motivating thought that you have right now? Because what we're doing is we're moving from a place of lots of watery energy and lots of introspection, and we're moving into taking action. So what is it that you want to take action on? What is it that inspires you? What is that you in your life that is a motivating force that gets you going? Now, the thing is that this month of Aries is very much about the self. So I'm not talking about the outer pressures of society that force you to, let's say, go to work or pay bills or respond to that email or whatever. No, I'm talking about what inspires you, what puts the fire in. What is that pyramid in your life? Because when you go from there, the whole world can unfold. There's burning off the old and moving into the new. So the zodiac starts with Aries, and then Aries is where that initial inspiration happens for the year, and then we have then Taurus grounds that energy, and then Gemini is reaching out into your immediate world. Cancer is about recognizing feelings, homes, and family. Leo is about what makes you courageous, where the fire goes in terms of social interaction and connection and growing large in yourself. Like the cowardly lion, discovering his courage or her courage, and then or its courage, and then Virgo grounds that courageous inspiration. And then Libra finds the balance with it. Scorpio goes into a deep, intense level with it. Sagittarius, the last fire sign, is going out in the world and becoming large with it. Capricorn, about capitulating and being the head, the head honcho, head goat. Aquarius is like going beyond the concerns of the earth and career and things like that to what really inspires us intellectually and on a humanitarian level. And then Pisces brings the composting of the experience. So we've just gone through the composting phase, haven't we, Caboodle? And so we're moving from that composting phase into the new shoots of spring and all that. So I keep harping on that aspect because this is going to mean different things to different people. It's going to affect you differently if you're an Aries or a Capricorn or a Virgo or whatever. Of course, the fire energy is at the forefront suddenly, and so early fire signs. And I say early fire signs. For example, July Leos and Sagittarians born around Thanksgiving and so forth, they're really going to feel that inspiration right now. But also, Jupiter is in Aries as well, and Jupiter is about new beginnings through how to reach out, how to communicate, how to communicate our honesty, our wisdom, our truth. And the sun, moon's going to catch right up to that. Mercury's going to catch right up to that Jupiter. And also the sun, and so we're going to have, I believe, a lot of opportunities coming up in the next month, and that means different things to different people. I know that some people look at things like this short astrological overview, and they kind of want me to break it down for every sign and that sort of thing. But what I'm a specialist in for the last 50 some odd years, and some of them have been really odd, for the last 5 decades, I've been working with individuals and what is best for them. And a person can be born just a few hours apart from someone else and have a totally different perspective on things. And there's reasons for that. So I don't want to give personal advice for, it's a good time to be an Aries, early Aries, but I don't want to really give sign-by-sign advice ever in this. I want people to be inspired to get their individual readings. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. But what I really want to share with people is I care about individuals and their lives, and this isn't cookie cutter kind of astrology here. Anyway, so I'm here with my kitty Caboodle, and we're running it down. And so Pluto on the 23rd of this month, which is just a few days away from now, Pluto's going to enter Aquarius, and this is an exciting thing. First of all, Pluto is a planet. Secondly, and there's reason for that. Stock market. Pluto has to do with hidden wealth. That is what the god represents, and so the hidden wealth is moving from Capricorn, which is about business concerns, structure, government, and Pluto is about transformation. So there's been a lot of shaking up, as you might have noticed, since about 2006 when Pluto went into Capricorn, and then it played a big role in the pandemic and so forth. That's old news, but Pluto's moving into Aquarius. And then it moves back into Capricorn briefly as if to tease us. But Pluto in Aquarius is about humanitarian concerns. It's about people. It's about a larger vision that is possible. Now, some people confuse Aquarian energy with humanitarian energy, but it's also quirky, unusual, out of the box kind of stuff. So Pluto in Aquarius is going to be a big change, and a big transformation that will play out over 15 or 20 years. Now it's important to remember that planets have that there's cusps, that there's a changing point. So Pluto's on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp a lot of the year, and then moves back into Capricorn briefly in the fall, as if to tease us all, and then moves into full on into Aquarius next year. Isn't that interesting, caboodle? Yeah, and then and also similarly, Saturn has just entered Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is it's a really interesting animal because Saturn is about how we ground and how we find security and root and so forth. The last time, when Saturn was in Pisces in the mid to late 60s, we had all kinds of revolutionary things go on because of Uranus and Pluto and the whole T-square thing and planetary positions that aren't going on now. But Saturn and Pisces people who are now in their 50s and stuff, from that generation, well, Saturn in Pisces is, if you're born with it, you don't. It makes what you're doing very foggy. So Saturn in Pisces is about the. You're trying to get my attention, aren't you? I'm glad. I hope you all are listening as intently as Caboodle is. But Saturn in Pisces is going to dissolve the past. It's going to release into the future, but it's going to do it in such a way that we may not be, some of us are going to be oblivious in the subtleties of what that means. Now, I heard from someone else, another astrologer, about Saturn and Pisces being, really inspiring for hallucinogenics and using them as medicine and stuff like that. That could be true, but Neptune's been in Pisces for about 15 years now, and Neptune in Pisces is also doing that, and Jupiter just went through Pisces all last year. So there's a lot of the dues paying, suffering, undirected energy is going away, and it's moving to the next phase. And that next phase is going to be about taking action. So my advice with that, looking at it all, is let your aim be true. So we're talking about the impulsiveness and the inspiration of what's coming up, but whatever it is, be sure in your footing as you get inspired to reach out there. And by all means, don't cover it up. Allow yourself to allow that flame to be kindled, because now's the time. So happy spring. I'm really excited for this coming time, and this is the astrological new year. So happy new year to you all as well.